WUUU-FM proudly presents live from the GoTechie Studios. It's TC in the AM, baby, along with Kat McKnight. Kat, welcome back to the microphone.
Hey, y'all.
You know, Kat, on this show, we like to do lighthearted, irreverent humor. We joke a lot.
Absolutely.
Today, we're going to get a little heavy. It's going to get a little heavy. And we are welcoming our guest. It's his first time here into the studio, and he's just spearheaded an investigation that has led to a podcast that is one day going to lead to a true crime doc, I believe, a documentary that you may see on the streaming platform in the future. And this is all about the Washington Parish unsolved murder of Donna Arceneaux. And we are actually approaching an anniversary. So October 23rd, 2017, the body of 40-year-old Donna Smith Arceneaux was found in Franklinton. And if you're not familiar with the case, she was shot with a gunshot wound. She was found with a gunshot wound, lower left breast area. And after a year into the investigation, some interesting things were discovered. So I am welcoming to the show for the first time, and I hope it's not the last time, Tucker Simmons. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So first of all, you started this investigation, and I just have to ask why. Now, you're from Franklinton.
Yep, correct.
So what led you to investigate this? Is it a homicide? Is it a suicide? There's so much confusion surrounding this case.
Yeah, so it started with me investigating corruption and some rumors about my family in Washington Parish over the last several decades. And I got a tip from someone saying that my aunt was murdered and didn't actually commit suicide.
Okay, so Donna Arceneaux was your aunt.
Yeah, she was married to my uncle back in the early 2000s, and we grew up, hanging out, and she was...
It's a personal connection for you. Yeah.
It is, yeah. My background is as a reality TV producer, so I'm very much more comfortable behind the scenes, but this has changed the game a little bit.
Yeah. So, if you had to give, for people who don't know the case, if you had to give, the top 3 points that you wanted to get across with your podcast, and I'm hoping you do get some true crime documentary done or produced, but what would you like to convey?
The main thing is that the sheriff's office back in 2018 told the media that Donna had committed suicide, but in the hundreds of documents we've reviewed during our investigation, there's not a single document that references suicide. We've interviewed the pathologist who performed the autopsy, and he says he never suspected suicide, but when asked if he felt pressured to rule it a suicide, he said, I'll refrain from saying anything about that.
Okay, so this is weird. So first of all, the official stance from Washington Parish Sheriffs at the time, back in 2017, was suicide. Now, no one looked at the paperwork, but it said homicide. So it was like, which one? Now, and I will say, gunshot wound to the lower left breast, that's not typically a place that someone is going to unalive themselves. That had to be a little suspicious for you right from the get-go. And when did you discover that?
It was a couple months into the investigation. Donna's sister was really cooperative and shared a lot of details and notes that she had.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I met Donna's sister for an interview, I received the autopsy from the coroner's office in Washington Parish, and it stated very clearly homicide. The bullet traveled through several different organs, and the only way it could have taken that trajectory is if Donna's legs were above her head, which suggests there was some sort of altercation.
Right. Wow. Okay. So what's the latest? Now, I know you did the podcast release. That was kind of an event that you had in Franklinton, right?
Yeah. Monday night, we had a listening event. We had a lot of folks in the community and Donna's family and my family come out in support of justice for Donna. And the goal really for that was to get people talking about it. And just people talking about it. Most of the people that you're going to see on Facebook are horrible, just horrible people. And I have seen things in Facebook groups concerning the Donna Arceneaux case. And I mean, people have just been slandering her. She's dead. And people are talking about how, she was this awful woman. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? And I have to ask you, and without spoiling your episodes or anything like that on the podcast, but was there a main suspect or anything like that? Yeah, well, to your first point, there are lots of folks who like to speak poorly of the victim, which is frustrating because they say it in a way that makes it seem like it makes her case less of a priority in some way.
Oh, right.
Well, they can't defend themselves. And the plain and simple is like, it doesn't matter what your character was, especially if you were murdered.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and, you know, the fact is she was an amazing woman. She had a lot of friends. She was a cosmetologist in Franklinton. She did everyone's hair and nails. So she was beloved.
Right.
But folks, especially close to the investigation, like to speak poorly of her.
That has to be frustrating. Yeah,
For sure.
And this is a member of your family, and you grew up with her. So, as far as like any investigation that you've done, because I don't know if the Washington Parish Sheriff's Office did a good job at investigating or ever came up with a suspect, but did you?
Yes, there are multiple suspects that were initially looked at. Our investigation has led us to a very specific person, and people around them. And interestingly enough, I've been awake all night because one of those folks who's an interested party has decided to intimidate not only me, which I'm fine with, trying to get me to stop digging, but also family members of mine and my 13-year-old nephew. And
Okay, whoa. Okay, hold on. So how did this play out? So, and you don't have to say, you know, the name of the suspect, but you've been up all night because, do you fear for, would you say you fear for the life of family members, your family members? But it is just intimidation, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's, you know, I will reiterate, there are multiple suspects. There's one person that I'm particularly interested in, but the incident that happened last night, actually, I'm not in fear of their lives, but it infuriates me that someone would involve a 13-year-old.
So what did they do? What did this person do?
Screenshot stuff on Facebook and send it to profiles. And
dude, I just got chills running up my spine. So they're posting pictures of your 13-year-old nephew.
They're sending it privately to
you?
Facebook account, not to me. I don't think he has the balls. Can I say that?
Yeah, you just did. You just did, buddy.
I don't. Yeah. They're not sending it directly to me, but it's just telling because these folks' names have never come out of my mouth publicly. I keep all of that very close to my chest, but they seem to be squirming after episode 1, and episode 1 was just the beginning.
Yeah.
So if this is what's happening in episode 1, I can't imagine what's going to come in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Well, I feel for you on that whole intimidation. That is just, you know, that's a mental thing.
Well, that's horrific.
Yeah, it really is. And like I said, it chills up my spine on that. Now, the name of your podcast, because look, people love podcasts. People love, especially true crime. This is what it is. What is the name of your podcast?
It's called Freeze Frame. Freeze Frame, an investigation into the unsolved murder of Donna Arceneaux. Season 1. Season 2, we'll see if it's a continuation or a new story in Washington Parish.
How many episodes are you going to have for season 1?
We have 8 episodes that bring us to present day. That encapsulates the last 4 years of our investigation. We've reserved episode 9 and 10, possibly more, for updates on what happens.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Now. So you already have them in the can. They're done. They're ready to go. But you haven't updated like things like last night where you were intimidated by screenshots of your 13-year-old nephew that were being sent around to intimidate you. But that would be like an episode 9 thing if you did updates?
Episode 9 will be lively.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure. So I'm sure.
Your hope and goal is to solve the case?
100%. My goal going into this was obviously to alert the public that Donna did not commit suicide, that the Washington Parish Sheriff's Office under the previous administration wasn't as transparent as I think the community deserves. And I think that may just be a lack of resources and maybe not the best training.
Right.
But yeah, to solve it, and for her children to know that she didn't do this to herself, and she didn't leave them with no note or no, nothing.
Right.
I'm not law enforcement, so I can't make an arrest. A lot of folks reach out and say, when's someone going to be arrested? I have no idea, unfortunately.
Well, the case was turned over to the Louisiana State Police now, but they kind of took their time with it. In other words, how long was it? It was 2017. And did you suspect the Washington Parish Sheriff's Department at the time a cover-up or corruption or anything like that?
I mean, a lot of people talk about a cover-up. I think there were decisions made in the initial investigation. There was a report to the media that it was suicide when they actively had homicide investigators working the case. I asked the former sheriff, Randy Seal, if he could explain why that happened. His response was pretty much, I'm not sure how all that happened. And he asked me to call someone else.
Yet homicide was on the report, the death certificate, right?
It was on the death certificate, but the death certificate didn't come out until over a year after she was discovered.
Okay.
But the initial coroner's investigators report that we have obtained shows that he logged into their system just a couple hours after he was called to the scene, that the scene looked tampered with.
Ooh.
It didn't fit the description that one of the people on scene gave, and he describes bloody towels in the laundry room and just a lot of things that are concerning. And he wrote in there that the suspected manner of death was homicide, and that was within a couple of hours of coming to the scene.
Okay, he did. So he said homicide 2 hours after the discovery.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and you did, I recall, as everyone in Franklinton probably knows, and everyone in Washington Parish probably knows, the billboard that you put up right over there by Swamp Monster on the wall facing on Washington Street there. So did anything change after you put up the billboard?
Completely.
Really? Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we put up the billboard and we made it provocative on purpose, and it worked. We have been criticized for making Franklinton look bad, but
come on. Yeah.
But it worked, and we have received hundreds of tips. We've received, we added an anonymous upload button to whokilleddonna.com.
I saw that, yeah.
And
have you gotten a lot of anonymous uploads?
We have gotten hundreds of files and things that came through that upload button.
Did you get legitimate ones? I mean, I'm sure you're getting a lot of fluff ones too.
We got a lot of stuff that was not relevant.
Right.
A lot of things we already knew, but I will say,
maybe even some disinformation too. You got to be mindful of that.
For sure, yeah. I mean, we have sifted through a lot of things that were not relevant and didn't add up, but a lot of the documents we have confirmed are legitimate, and they were hugely important to our investigation. And I think that billboard was very important for the.
So, and Kat, you have heard the first episode.
Oh, I did.
What was your take on it?
Oh, it was definitely fascinating. It definitely has the hook. And it's kind of cool because, obviously we work on radio, but I'm hearing you like, that's the same voice I just heard on the podcast.
And you are hearing exactly the voice of Tucker Simmons here in the studio, a reality TV producer. I'm pretty sure he's going to have a true crime documentary. He definitely has a podcast out, which is Freeze Frame, an investigation into the murder of Donna Arceneaux. Is that the correct title of it?
Yes, sir.
So if you had Kat, go ahead. Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I did listen to the first one, and I am hooked already. It's very fascinating, and there's so much information already. So it definitely has a good hook. And I mean, just the closure for the family alone, because thinking somebody killed themselves, like you were saying, there's no note. Why did you do this? It doesn't matter what issues they had, money or not. That doesn't matter. You still, for the family, want that closure. And even if it's a murder, you want that validation. But I mean, I remember listening to it, one of the things was somebody had cleaned up a bathroom. So you can't shoot yourself in a minute and a half and then sit there and clean up areas,
right.
Clean up a bathroom, make sure there's no blood. Was the weapon missing or something? There was like a stain. So there's so many different things that it's just like, just listening to that one episode, there's no way that was a suicide. And so, I mean, it's definitely interesting, and I commend you for being out there, especially when you're getting these threats, because that just means you're doing a good job and you're getting closer to the truth. And that's what's scary, because that's when people are going to attack because they're getting scared. So thoughts and prayers to your family, and you're doing a great job, and you're going to get the person that did this.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Yeah. And Tucker, now if there's one final thought that you would like to get across to the listener today, what would it be?
Please listen and share, because so far over the last 4 years, as we've gone public, the more people that talk about it, the more outrage there is in the community for things not happening and the missed opportunities originally. the more pressure is on law enforcement. And we're grateful that the state police have finally assigned a detective who is actively working the case.
Oh, great.
How long did that take?
Well, the billboard went up, and then a couple days after, they found the manpower and resources that they were lacking.
Isn't that interesting?
What a coinky-ding.
Yeah, the power of advertising, I'll just say. So we're approaching the 7-year anniversary of the murder. Anything special planned or anything like that?
Not for us. I think we will probably post some stuff in remembrance of Donna. I know her family thinks about this every day.
Right.
Sure.
And, I think a lot of folks forget that Donna was a mom, a sister, a daughter.
Yeah.
She was a hairdresser, and she did nails, and a lot of people loved her. And so I think on the 7th anniversary, right around the fair in Washington Parish, I think I just want people to remember that Donna was beloved by a lot of folks, and she deserves justice.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very good.
Absolutely.
Tucker Simmons, I commend you, sir, and I encourage you to, carry on, keep going until you get to the truth. And God, I really hope that comes soon. I really do. So
me too.
Yeah, and if there's any final thoughts, any shout outs or anything you'd like to give at this time, now would be the time.
I guess I want to thank the state police for finding resources and working the case. The Washington Parish Sheriff's Office, under the new administration, seems to be interested in Donna's case. I have no inside info, but I'm hopeful that any eyes that can get on the case and actually make some change will take place in the near future.
So, in Louisiana State Police, do they still rule this as a cold case homicide?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
The last I heard, it was a cold case homicide that takes less priority due to a lack of manpower and resources, and it's taking a long time because the standards of the Washington Parish Sheriff's Office in 2017 were not the same standards of the Louisiana State Police.
Gotcha.
So I'm not sure what to make of that, but I think most of us know what they mean by
It's
that.
a lot of nice verbiage for something completely different.
And look, Tucker, give out where people can go. Where can they go to hear the podcast? Is it available on Spotify, iTunes?
It is. So you can go to freezeframepodcast.com, and there's links to all the different places that you can listen. But Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible, all the places you get your podcast.
Awesome. Well, man, I hope you come back. I really
Absolutely.
do. And
I'm
in fact,
more than happy to.
If you wanted to come back on the anniversary, we would give you the airtime because we believe in what you're doing.
I really appreciate that.
And you're doing the job that I think a lot of people should have already done, and this case should have already been solved. Yeah, but it's not. And it does make for a good podcast. Kat McKnight will tell you.
Absolutely.
You can get
Really
hooked.
good.
And a lot of people are into this true crime thing. And this is truly a crime and truly an injustice. So with that, we're going to take a break. Tucker Simmons, thank you for coming in today,
Thank you
buddy.
so much.
Thank
we
you.
hope you come back soon with good information and news and updates. And speaking of news and updates, Kat, we have another guest coming in this
guest.
morning. So we'll be right back. You're listening to TC in the AM only on Cat Country 98.9, y'all.